last year, I expected we'd do pretty good, but then we ended up with 3 injuries and 3 starters, and it kind of put it out where we had to play some new people. I even intended a redshirt D'Lo, a freshman who ended up starting most of the year for us. And but we got most of those kids back. We've only lost 3. We lost Nate Johnson, and we lost Ellis Young, and then we lost Jonathan Gack. And Jonathan was one of those injured and didn't really start playing until January. And the other injury was Lendward here. Len's been with us 4 years. He's played 2 years, and he hasn't played 2 years. He had knee surgery. He played his freshman year, had knee surgery, played his sophomore year. Last year, right before the season started, he had heart surgery. It was pretty scary for us. And Tyler transferred in from us, and Tyler was his first year with us in our program. Played extremely well, but is even playing better right now. And with the newcomers we got coming back, with the 10 new, older players coming back, with Terrence Towns, we feel we're in a position to show. Now, they picked us because of our record last year not so well. We're going to prove them wrong. I promise you that. We're going to be competitive. We're going to be very good. And we got 10 players that I think we can play a lot. Since I've been here, we've never had that. 2 years ago, we were really good. We were like 19-11 and came within a whisker of making the tournament. We had maybe 7, sometimes 7.5, 8 players. Right now, if we stay healthy, we're looking at 10 very, very, very good players that can play a lot.
Okay. Coach, talking about those players that the team is expecting to be deep this year, which individuals do you think will make an impact?
Well, you would have to say Terrence Towns, because he's the only player coming back from last year's ball club that averaged 16 points a ball game, and Terrence is very, very talented. I think Tyler's going to do it, and I think Lynn's going to do it. Both of them are very, very skilled and can get it done. We've added some new names. We've added 3 new faces. Demetrius Moore played at Northwest Florida, which I still call OW, and he went to Indiana State. He transferred here, and we were very fortunate. We're on the receiving end of his wife being here and on the women's basketball team. That's how we got him, pretty much, because they got married, and she said, "You got to come home," and so we got him. So Demetrius is an extremely talented young man. And Aaron Strong played for me in high school at Pensacola High when I was there, and we went to the state tournament there. Aaron's back. He went to East Carolina, played 4 years, or was there 4 years. Actually, there 5 years. He played 2 years, and then he was injured 2 years. He ended up getting his degree. He had a year left over. He's working on his master's here, and we appealed it to NCAA to get that 6th year, and he got it. And Aaron is in the stage right now. He has not played in 2 years because of his injury. That's the only reason at East Carolina, his last 2 years he didn't play. He had a leg injury, and it took 2 years to heal. But he's been cleared by a doctor up there. He's been cleared over here at Andrews Institute to play. I know, and Lynn will tell you this, when you take a year off, it takes a while to knock the rust off. Right now, it's 2 years for Aaron, and he's working really, really hard. But he's got some rust he's got to knock off from not being able to play. And when I say Aaron hasn't played, he hasn't played. For 2 years, he did not participate in any basketball whatsoever. He couldn't run, he couldn't jump, he couldn't do any of that. If you can't run, you can't jump in basketball, you're out of the game. So that's where that. And then we signed Jason Latch, a young man that's coming back off. Again, Jason Latch is a starting guard for us as a freshman 2 years ago. He was a young man in the 3rd game or the 2nd game. He got hurt, tore his shoulder up, missed the whole season. Well, we signed his brother, and his brother is Josh Latch. And Josh is going to be a help to us this year. He's a true point guard, about 6'2", 6'3", really, really smart academically and everything. But right now he's had a little injury, a hand injury, but he's trying to bounce back from that. But with the new faces we've added, with the 10 old faces coming back, and with the commitment, I failed to mention, these young men have made a total commitment not to do what we did last year. Last year, I think we were something like 7-20. Never in my life have I ever lost 20 ball games in my life. It was soul searching. It was testing my character, I promise you. But the one thing I was most proud of, and I told our athletic director this, I thought one of the best jobs that we did was not fall apart. These guys stuck together. We won 7 games. I think we won 6 in the conference. We beat Delta the last week of the season at Delta, who was the #1 team in the conference. And every day they came to practice, they worked their buns off. Every day they came to practice, they did whatever they did to get better. Even though we were without Jason and we were without Lynn and we were without Jonathan Gack for most of the year, they worked and worked, and we got better, better, and better. And you could see it at the end. And with those guys coming back and what we've added on it, their commitment to do better, I guarantee you we'll do better. I mean, they work hard. And there's not a person on this team that's not committed to showing people where they picked us was wrong. We take that as an insult.
So talk about the team's schedule this year.
Again, as Coach Steph said, we're in the Gulf South Conference. It's as tough as it gets. We've got a couple of teams in the men's team that's ranked, there. Delta being one of them again. We opened up the season over at Valdosta in a crossover tournament. Then we have a Thanksgiving tournament here at home. But other than that, we've added so many teams in the Gulf South Conference that you're only allowed 26 games on the regular schedule. 22 of it's in our conference. So it doesn't leave much to go outside and play. But with the Thanksgiving tournament and the crossover games, and then we picked up Spring Hill, which is in Mobile, which is Division II for the first time this year, that filled our schedule. But it's a tough, tough conference. Valdosta will be good, Delta will be good, we'll all be good. There won't be an easy night to play. What I like about this ball club, though, is we got experience. Last year, Tyler, first year he's with us, first time in our organization. D'Lo, freshman, first time. He was playing high school the year before. We had several people out there when you looked out there that had not been in our organization before. Kent Langham played at Pensacola State College the year before. All this is in a period of adjustment. Now we forgot that adjustment, and we've got like 6 seniors on this ball club. 2 of them, I guess 6 seniors and a graduate student. But 4 or 5 of those have been in our program at least a year or longer. We joke about Lynn. Lynn's been with us so long that he's on the coaching staff. He knows everything we're going to do before we do it. And when we try to change the plays in practice, and Lynn's on the other team, he tells them what we're getting ready to do before we even do it. So it's a little disadvantage on us sometimes when we're trying to trick him. But I think that this situation here is a challenge for us. We understand it, and I think these young men are going to not only live up to it, they're going to exceed it.
Questions from our media?
I just want to ask both players that perspective. You go into this year and you do want to show people that the predictions or the forecast, whatever, was not accurate. How big of a motivating factor is it? And like your coach said, you did when you won last year at Delta, what the team's capable of.
Right, it's really motivating because nobody on our team now doesn't want to have a 7-20 season again. So that motivates us to work hard every time we step on the court. Like Coach Stinnett says, hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. So every time we step on the court, we plan to work hard, get better. That's our plan every day when we step on the court is to get better. So I think that last year's 7-20 season motivates us to get better and prove everybody wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we got picked last or second to last right now in the conference. And we like being the underdogs. We have everything to prove. So we are just excited and ready to get the season started.
Bob, are you going to plan on running a lot with this team? You see the fast pace with these guys?
Are we going to run this year?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I thought they should answer that.
Bob, one of the things that the last 2 years, I think, you've gone into the season with a preseason where you had so many injuries. How are you? Because that was.
We've got one right now. That's it.
Yeah.
We're lucky. And when we stay, we're fine. Last year was Mr. Scott, our late, I said one thing, every year you have a meeting, he said, you haven't had a lot of luck since you've been here. And it just seems to fall that way. But the year we were 19 and 11, everything fell into play and everything. And it was a good ball club and it was a good thing. But last year was an unusual year. I mean, I've been coaching, I know, I've got a birthday in a couple of weeks and I'll be 29. This is what coaching will do to you, make you look a lot older. So, but I've coached a long time, and I've been very fortunate to have a lot of good breaks. I've been very fortunate to have a lot of great players. Great players make good coaches, simple as that. But boy, last year it came back and bit me, and bit us. But the one thing I want to point out again, this team, these young men, when I first got here 5 years ago, that was a pretty good ball club as far as, the guys were good and everything. But our team GPA back then was like a 196. Now, we had some good students, but overall, this ball club last year was like a 29. And these guys here, Tyler, Lynn, we've got some really good students that really are here for a purpose to not only get better in basketball, but to get an education. And they're so easy to coach. It makes it a pleasure when you can go out there and coach and not have to keep putting out brush fires before they become forest fires and have ego issues. And this is why I think this team's going to be pretty successful. I think we're really going to overachieve this year. I don't think it's going to be overachieving. I just think I only use that word because of where we're picked. Now, I will say this. We don't come to play, we will get beat, but so will the other teams in this league. That's how competitive this league is, and that's how good everybody is in this league.
Lendward, how serious, scary was your heart condition, and where are you now today?
It was really serious because when I went to the doctors, I had a practice on a Sunday morning, and it was a heart condition that makes your heart beat irregular. So they say every time it happens for a longer period of time. So it started that Sunday morning, it didn't end till like later on that Monday. So it was kind of scary. Like when I went to the doctors, they told me it was going to be a 45-minute surgery, but come to find out it was 4 hours. So like after I was happy it was over with. I'm getting back to where I want to be. It's still like a confidence thing right now. So yeah, it was kind of rough, but like right now I feel confident in my health, and that's the main thing with me right now. Just trying to stay healthy because I had knee surgery and heart surgery, so I want to complete the season. So
The doctors feel like the regular heartbeat is totally.
yep, everything is corrected now. So my heart's beating normal.
We were really concerned about it because we had to meet with the doctors and everything, and Lynn's parents came back from Jacksonville and went to sit down. And by point blank, asked the doctor, I said, if this was your son, and when he finishes, would he be able to play? Or because I didn't care if he played or not, as long as he's healthy and he graduates and gets his degree is all I cared about. And doctor said, absolutely. He said, what we're going to do will take care of it. And sure enough, it seems to have done that. They gave him the clearance, and he's worked hard to get in shape and work. Lynn, there's some people that are self-starters. Lynn's one of them. He just, every time he steps on the floor, he works his buns off, and he works hard.